I would sell my soul to face my fears again. Don't let fear hold you back. Are you doubting yourself? Have you noticed how the simplest tasks now feel impossible, signaling it's time for a change? The weight of everyday tasks is building up. Isn't it exhausting? Feeling tired no matter how much you rest? It almost feels like there is this hole, a drone of nothingness. It's not that you lack motivation, but feeling the first step doesn't exist for you. In these moments, the simplest task can seem impossible. Making your bed, responding to your ignored messages, or simply cooking for yourself. It's as if your existence feels like an endless cycle of regrets, thinking to yourself, I shouldn't have done that, or I shouldn't have said this. The lack of confidence and faith in yourself are trapped in some black cloud of short-term memory loss and doom scrolling. The true feeling of being stuck in a rut, the rut of lacking purpose. But what if this isn't how your story has to end? You've felt that itch for something more, haven't you? Ready to scratch it and discover what's beyond? You know this can't be your life forever. Scrolling on Facebook and seeing others' successes online, you've thought about what your own success would look like, right? Unfortunately, in life, sometimes you get fed the crap, but it's what you do with that crap that defines you. It's hard when you have been told your whole life that you lack value. It may not be the words of others, but internally, the thoughts of your mind. We need to shake the curse and start with the small steps to becoming better and believing in ourselves. We have seen the low point. Now it's time to pull ourselves back from the depths we have sank. Now, to start this journey, you must do some self-reflection. Think to yourself, what is a major problem that affects your daily life that holds you down? It could be a messy room or only ordering fast food because you don't know how to cook. Imagine the relief of a tidy room or the joy of cooking a meal from scratch. Feels good, doesn't it? Now, break these down into 4 smaller tasks. Your room's a mess? As soon as you get out of bed, make it. It's a small task, but it's a big one. You achieved a small goal, you committed to it. You've set goals before, but now, aren't small, achievable tasks more appealing and manageable? Branch out. Get into the flow of knocking off these little tasks one by one. They may only seem little or pointless, but these types of actions have an accumulative effect, and over time, you will achieve what you thought was impossible. Learning a skill like cooking will greatly boost your self-confidence. Each time you create a dish, try to do better. This will build a sense of purpose and pride. It will help you understand and feel the rewards of effort and refining yourself to be better. It's all about committing to an action, creating actionable steps toward your future, and being a happier, fuller self. Not every day will be easy. Some days you wake up and it just doesn't seem worth it to make your bed or even cook for yourself. In these moments is when you have to do it the most. You have to force yourself to do the most basic chores because they're simply the hardest. On tough days, you've still made your bed or prepared a meal, proving you can push through, haven't you? You know deep down that failing yourself will be way worse. The consequences of just giving into the shadow are so detrimental. It will be so much harder to crawl out next time. Even if it's possible to, you could be trapped forever in this cycle. Self-reliance is important, but having someone you trust is another great stepping stone. It can't just be anybody. You don't want to be counterproductive. It has to be someone that can push you when you're feeling low and help get you back on track. You know reaching out to a friend makes a difference, so you're more inclined to lean on others now, aren't you? The pressures of the world are not forgiving when you're in a vulnerable state. It seems like everything gets worse or harder. You feel like people are singling you out to dump their shit on. When everything seems to get harder, you felt the urge to stand your ground, ready to face it, right? In moments like these is when you find out which people in your life are worth keeping or just throwing away. You've recognized those who truly support you, ready to let go of those who don't, haven't you? Being true to yourself in moments of exponential change is very important. You're in fight or flight mode, and the only person to bring any real change to your life is you and only you. You know you don't deserve this form of hopeless existence. If you don't take charge of your current situation, everything will just become hard and harder to fix. The longer you wait, the more set in stone you become, and less willing to break the mold that is holding you back from being your best self. By understanding and overcoming your fears, you will be able to grab the world and shape it, no longer being pulled through situations you didn't even know how you ended up in. By realizing and noticing that the small problems can add up to greater problems you can't control. By tackling small tasks, you've begun to see how they lead to bigger changes, haven't you? Remember, just because a task is small doesn't mean it won't have a huge impact down the road. This is very important to remember, because when you're down and you feel like no one is on your side, all you have is yourself. You are the most important part of this journey. Every step in the right direction is because you made a choice. You've started to feel a shift, realizing that every positive action you take plants the seed for growth, right? But knowing and understanding this will help you ground yourself and take a vital and critical approach to being a better you. We all want that, and especially yourself. It may not feel like that when your mind is fighting the change, and it will be uncomfortable and terrifying. But when you push through, that will be the true treasure and see how capable you really are. Now, after everything you've been through, striving for change, you understand your boundaries and areas that you need to work on. Of course, it will be a constant phase of learning and implementing new changes into your everyday life. You've realized that transformation doesn't happen overnight, but through persistence and small, consistent actions, right? And with this new awareness, you're beginning to see how minor adjustments in your daily routine can significantly alter your life's direction for the better, aren't you? You can feel proud and be aware that once an impossible task, it seemed, you completed, you divided and conquered by taking those big and daunting tasks and breaking them down into something achievable. So here you stand at the precipice of a new dawn, armed with the wisdom of your trials and the strength of your resolve. The journey from the depths of doubt to the heights of self-discovery has been arduous, yet enlightening, hasn't it? Every challenge faced, every obstacle overcome, and every small step taken has forged you into a beacon of hope and a testament to the indomitable human spirit. You have not just traversed the path of personal transformation, you have blazed a trail for others to follow. Remember, this is not the end, but a glorious beginning. As you step forward into the light of your newfound purpose, know that the world awaits, ready to be shaped by your hands. The legacy of your journey is not in the challenges you face, but in the lives you'll inspire, right? Triumph is not in reaching a destination, but in embracing the journey's call, again and again, with courage, with heart, and with the unwavering belief that within you lies the power to transform not only your destiny, but the destiny of all who cross your path. Onward. For now, you don't just walk towards the future, you soar